Hi everybody, so big week here at DIY Recording Equipment because we just released our biggest kit ever for pre-order, the 19-inch rack mount Color Duo. This is now our flagship for the color format. It's something we have been working on for 5 years, and so it feels pretty incredible to be showing you, well, the final prototype here. And so what I wanted to do in this video, in the next one, is to walk through every feature we've put into this thing so that if you're interested in it, you can really know exactly what's going on outside and in. So in this video, I'm going to focus on what's going on outside. In the next one, I will tear it down and we'll go part by part. So starting with the front panel, we have a mic preamp, the same microphone preamp that is in our CP5. This is a very transparent, very low noise mic preamp based around a That Corporation 1512. And we've added some nice features like this high pass filter, a mic line switch for mic input or line input. But we've basically kept it the same. And then there's a color switch here to activate the color section, which is what we're all here for, of course. But before we get to that, I do want to say, yes, you can use the mic preamp on its own. In fact, I highly recommend it. If what you are recording calls for something very honest, very transparent, go for it. You know, use this on acoustic guitar or overheads or whatever you like. It's great for that. But assuming you want to get some color on your signal, that's what this section is for. So we have 3 colors, each with their own drive controls and bypass or engage switches. The bypass switches also double as LEDs because they're illuminated switches. So those are the LEDs that tell you which colors are in each slot. So always very satisfying to whittle what used to be 2 parts down to 1 when you're designing something. So all the colors then feed this trim knob, which is at unity gain right now in the center, but it can go up to -15 or +10 dB for makeup gain or trim after the colors here. And then a mix knob. So in the center, you've got an even 50-50 mix between the output from the colors here and the dry output from the line input or the mic preamp. And so this adds a cool new workflow basically to the Duo where you could, for instance, really crush some drums with some compression and distortion colors and then mix it in with the dry signal and to keep some of those transients and some of that attack, but fill out the heft of the drums with the colors. Then we basically do the same thing again. This is a 2-channel unit. You can use it as stereo. If I turn these knobs, you might be able to hear that they're stepped. So it's really easy to set both channels to the same settings if you want to do something stereo like a mix bus or a drum bus. But you could also just use it as 2 independent channels and they don't have to know what the other one's doing at all. And then finally there's this active switch here which deactivates power to the color drawer so you can pull it out and put it in without any pops in your monitors. But we'll get to the drawer in a second. Let's look at the back first. So power comes in on this 5-pin XLR here from our custom external power supply. And the cool thing about this power supply is that it has way more power than this thing needs. About 6 or 7 times the amount of current that this unit will draw. And we figured, well, let's not let that go to waste. Let's let people power multiple Duos from one external power supply. That is why this through jack is here. So you could attach a cable to another Color Duo and power 2 or up to 4, meaning 8 channels, 4 Duos with a single power supply, and you only have to buy this once. You only have to plug in one thing. Your wiring in the back of the rack gets a lot cleaner. So that's a really cool kind of bonus feature to the Duo. And now our audio jacks here are pretty straightforward. There's a lot of them for only 2 channels, and that's just because we figure, you know, if it doesn't cost us that much to just put in any kind of jack you could want, why not save you the trouble of having to use adapters? So we have we have an XLR mic input and then combo for the line input, so you could use XLR or 1/4 inch, and then same for the output. There's an XLR and a 1/4 inch. It's the same output, they sound the same. You just use whichever cable you have at hand, and you don't have to go searching for the right cable or the right adapters. So that is the idea there. And that really about does it for the features on the outside, except for the big reveal, which is that there are thumb screws, one on each side of the panel. If I weren't holding this, I could do that at once. And then this drawer slides out, which allows you to swap colors or change settings on colors without a screwdriver, without even having to power down the unit. You just push the active switch to make sure there are no pops, pull it out, comes out all the way. You can swap colors, do whatever you need to do, put it back in, tighten the thumb screws, and push the active switch again, and you are back in the session. I'm so excited about this feature. I'm so excited to hear what happens when people actually do this during a session. I think there's going to be some confused/amazed clients in the room. But this has always been a goal of our design process here, is that the color format is all about modularity. It's about being able to customize and create your own channel strips here that dependent on the session or dependent on the mix. And previously that had been locked behind a 500 series module, and you had to power down the 500 rack and then unscrew the module. Well, no more. Now it's just a couple thumb screws away. So that is the Color Duo. It is on pre-order right now. So if you want to get in on the first run of these and have it delivered December, head over and reserve it. We're only going to do 100 units for this pre-order. So if you are interested in this, don't sleep on it, please. There is special pre-order pricing because you are certainly doing us a favor by helping us fund this first run if you place a pre-order. So thank you so much for your patience while we worked on this thing. Thank you in advance if you're going to pre-order, and I will see you in the next video where we tear it down.